Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Reading Over Reality, where we choose reading of reality any day of the week. My name is Nikeria. You can call me Nike. Today's video is going to be my July reading wrap up. July was an okay reading month for me. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't horrible either. It got better towards the end. I'm not going to talk too much about the books I read in July just because majority of them were in two other videos. I did themed reading videos this past month. So if you want to know my in-depth thoughts, go and watch those videos and they'll be linked down below. But I will be talking a little bit about them here. Today's pajama of the episode came from Target. It's the Auden brand. And if you're not hip to Target's loungewear and pajama sets, baby, get hip. The Auden brand, like butter. Skims, who? They giving Skims a run for their money. But this is the set. And they have multiple different tops that'll go with like these pants. I also have like the matching bralette underneath here, so yeah, if you're not hip, get hip. First book I have is Innocent Intent by Casey Mills, and if you have watched pretty much any of the last videos in like May or the beginning of July, you would know this was a highly anticipated read for me. And if you watched my reading new releases video, you will know that this very much so disappointed me. It was not a horrible book. It's just not, it did not live up to the hype that I expected because I just had such high hopes for it. Partly because I had to wait so long for it and a mutual on Instagram raved about it. So, and just the synopsis just, it has so much potential. It's about a female detective whose husband is murdered and she becomes the #1 suspect. And the lead detective and her are, you know, they fall in love, or, you know, it's a thriller romance, but it was more on the romance side than thriller side. Another part of the reason that I was let down was because I went into this looking for a thriller, and this was more a romance than thriller. The storyline, if it was full on thriller with a hint of romance, that would be great. This was more of a romance with a hint of thriller. If that makes sense. I still recommend it. I think I rated it a 3-star. Yeah, it was cool. I didn't fall in love with the characters and their romance. Like I said, I wanted a thriller, so I really did not care about the romance in that moment. Next, I read Annabelle Monaghan's Summer Romance. It's about a single mom who is finalizing her divorce, and she ends up meeting a guy, and they basically have a little summer fling situation. I also had high hopes for this. Oh, it's matching my outfit. I should take some pictures with this. Anyways, I got this recommendation from Destiny Sidwell. She compared it to Just for the Summer, and if you know, you know I love Just for the Summer. It did not do what Just for the Summer did for me. For people who can relate to an extremely close family member passing away, then I think you will love this a whole lot more than I did. It was not a bad book whatsoever. I rated it 3 stars. 3 is still good for me. I don't regret reading it. It just didn't live up to what I expected or what I was looking for in that moment. The last book I read in my reading new releases video was The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden, the 3rd book in the Housemaid series. And I kind of just went into that knowing that it wasn't going to be amazing. I started it the day after it came out, but I was buddy reading with a friend, and she's not really a reader. She just, you know, dabbles in it a little bit, so I tried to buddy read with her. It didn't work out. I left her behind and I finished the book like a month later. But by that time, everyone had already talked about how boring it was. And it was, yeah, it was pretty boring. I was about to lie. It was pretty boring for the first like 60%. Reading it, I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is going on? What is up with this? What's up with this? Like, it's not adding up. Come on, let's get there. Come on. And then you get to part 3 and it's like, wow. But I feel like she did not allude to that twist whatsoever. Like, besides one of the kids acting weird, it was like 2 different books. The first 60 to 75% of the book and the last 40 to 25% of the book. Anyways, I rated it a 3-star. Next, I just wanted a little palate cleanser and honey. I decided to go ahead and read another Octavia Grant book. I read Dear Vicky. I'm at a loss for words. Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help? Like, to come up with the things that she be coming up with, I'm scared to read anymore. I really am scared to read any more of her books because, like, I really have no words to describe that book in any another book of hers so far that I've heard about or read myself as unhinged, psychotic, the picture definition of Delulu. It's a story about a very psychotic stalker. I can't even rate that. I'm not even gonna rate it. I don't know what to rate that. It's very short. I think it was like less than 100 pages, maybe like 70, 80, something like that, I think. Don't quote me though. Next up, I went into another themed reading video, and I decided to read some childhood books. And first I started out, I'm not rating any of the next 4 books. Genevieve Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. I was actually surprisingly satisfied with this book. I giggled, I laughed, I got a little bit emotional. That's just me. I'm a little crybaby, a little bit, just a little bit. Then I read The Babysitter's Club. It was cool. I don't see myself showing much interest in it now. It was cool. It was cute. Cute little innocent book. Then I went into the Blueford series by Anne Schraff. This is Lost and Found, the first book in the series. This was a good series as well. I used to love these books, this series, when I needed to read my reading goals for middle school. This and the next series got me all my points to get my grade. I'm not really going to give a synopsis. Every book in the series is different, and it's about different characters as far as I remember. About people's life and journey through high school. Next is Drama Highs The Fight by Elle Devine. This is the first book in that series. This, unlike the other series, this one is about the same character. The entire series follows the same main character, which is this girl named Jade, I think her name is. Yeah, Jade. And all the drama she goes through during her high school. I think she starts as a junior. So from her junior and senior year. This was actually surprisingly good. I could see myself continuing this series but not prioritizing it. Like if I just randomly want to read the next book, then I will. But I have a million other books that I want to prioritize, so I don't see at what point I would be reading this. And if you want to see more of my thoughts about all the books I just mentioned, pretty much, I will have my videos linked down below, so please go check those out. Thank you. As I was going through all those books, I was simultaneously listening to some books, and y'all can we clap for me? Listen, put some clapping emojis down in the comments below if you made it this far in the video and you're hearing me say this. I listened to 2 audiobooks this month, baby, and I actually enjoyed them. I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back. So comment clapping emojis for me, please and thank you. First, I listened to Will by Will Smith. That was recommended to me by Brynn D here on YouTube, a fellow booktuber. She made a video about her favorite audiobooks, and I wanted to get into some audiobooks, and they were specifically, I'm pretty sure all of them were memoirs. The way she described Will's book caught my attention. I was like, why not start there? I was going to start with Viola Davis's book, but like I said, she talked about how he had music, how he was like rapping in it, how he was, you know, sound effects and all type of stuff. She said it was the best audio experience that she has ever had, I think. Don't quote me. Go watch her video too. I'll probably link it down below. If not, check out Brynn D on YouTube. Yeah, and I loved his book. I was laughing, I was crying, then back to laughing, then back to crying, then crying some more, then back to laughing, then back to laughing, and then back to laughing, then crying. Talked about childhood. He talked about when he was a rapper, when he failed at rapping, when he tried in between rapping and acting. Talked about how he got on The Fresh Prince. Talked about his life after getting, it talked about all the way pretty much up into the entanglement. It stopped right at the entanglement, I'm pretty sure. So I was hoping we would get a little tea in there, but you know, anyways, whatever. Highly recommend y'all listen to it. Highly recommend y'all listen to it. Great experience. It's a memoir. I cannot really rate the book as a whole, but I can say my experience was a 5 out of 5 stars. The next audiobook I listened to is The Black Girl Survives This One by Desiree S. Evans. I listened to that as well. It's a collection of, I think, about 10 to 20 short, scary stories. It's a horror. They weren't really that scary to me. I can't really rate this book because all the stories were, like, super short. Then I went into a tiny book slump. Not really a book slump, but just kind of like I took a break from reading because I feel like doing those themed reading videos really kind of threw me off because I was wanting to read other books, but I couldn't because I need to finish the videos. It felt like those videos I made were work. That's why I don't know if I'll be doing too many more themed reading videos, because they feel more like work than me having fun recording and showing y'all. But anyways, yeah, I went into a little bit of a slump or break or whatever you want to call it, and when I came back, honey, came back strong. Okay, I have been seeing this book pop up on my Kindle recommendations multiple times throughout the month. And like I said, I was doing these theme reading videos, and then I just kind of kept passing over it. And finally, one night, I was like, I want to read something. And I had been wanting to get back into urban fiction really bad. And I was like, let me read the synopsis. Read it, and I was like, okay, that sounds good. Read the book, y'all, 5-star. Well, I want to give it a 5-star so bad, but I think I'm going to have to give it like 4.75, because it just, I don't know, it just doesn't quite hit 5-star. But when I say I love this book, I almost bought the book, but y'all, that book is $30. I was like, no ma'am, not for no paperback, please. Sorry. It's Losing Control by Lady Nisha. Okay, it's about a woman. She's going through grief. Someone very close to her passed away, and a rising star of a rapper, they cross paths. She's like the girl who does not care about him or his status whatsoever, and he's the person that feels like everybody should bow down to him. So he's intrigued by her. She went through a lot of stuff, y'all. Oh, but by the end, girl, I want to strangle her. Caesar is that guy, though. When I say I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, but when I say I laughed the entire book, y'all, the book was amazing. I wanted to buy the physical copy so I could highlight all the stuff I was laughing at, but like I said, $30, no thank you. After that, I was like, okay, this gave me everything I needed to get me back kick-started into reading. So I went and I was like, let me read another book by her. And I went and read Lucid Dreams. Lucid Dreams is about two twin brothers who, they're like the hood's best carjackers. They're called Night and Day. Hilarious. Hilarious. When I say laughing the entire book again, Miss Lady Nisha, she knows how to get you laughing, have you giggling, kicking your feet. Yeah. Y'all, listen, y'all just gotta read these books. I don't want to spoil anything. I feel like sometimes I might say a little bit too much, so I've been trying to, cut back on what I be saying. But trust me, if you want to laugh, go read that book. If you want to laugh, go read both of those last 2 books. And I rated that one a 4. I think Losing Control, it was like that first drop from a roller coaster for me. And you never get back as high as that first drop. Check out Lady Nisha. You will love her. Anyways, that is all the books I read in July. That was a total of 11 books. We had a pretty good reading month. So what else? We read 5 physical books, 4 Kindle books, and 2 audiobooks. So that was a pretty diverse little reading situation. I can't say I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It could have been better. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and talk to you later.